Good evening, guys. I hope you all had a very wonderful weekend and also have a very, successful past week. So just like last week, all of the analysis that I did, they all came true, right? If you go to the past setups that, I sent out, you will see that they all came to pass. If you even watch the video that I sent out last week, you see that they all came to pass, right? DXY, I said it was going to come to the downside, it came to the downside. EURUSD to the upside when it even blew this support, this zone that I've marked right here. It took out this high right here and eventually went to the upside. USD did the same thing. It took out all of these highs. NZDUSD, it came down to the level that I set and straight to the upside, right? Straight to the upside. AUDUSD did the same thing. It took out all of these highs and eventually took out, our targets that I was saying. It came down first to take out this one. So even by buying around this level, you could have made a lot of money from it, right? Only gold was the pair that didn't come down first, but it went straight to the upside to our targeted area, right? So going to next week, you'll be just doing the same thing. If you don't have any buyers to trade, then you can, use the buyers that I sent. And I always say the first target to get triggered will eventually reverse the market to the downside, right? And if the market trades to the downside first, then you potentially go to the upside, right? So these targets, they are the weekly range that I expect market to trade within, right? If the market goes above them really high, then it means it's overbought, and if it goes really below it, then it means oversold, right? So you can use them as some kind of indicator to trade, right? So let me start with DXY as always. Looking at how the daily candle close, I'll be looking for some potential 1 or 2 days move to the upside, right? Because I think we have news on Tuesday. Let me check and see. Yeah, on Tuesday we have Mondays. No news. I think I always use the high impact. I don't use this one. Yeah, I don't use it. On Tuesday we have news for the dollar and also for the pound. But the CPI will determine where the market really will be going. So trade with care. And Thursday will also be a very good day. Unemployment claims. I like news because they tend to move the markets way faster, and I'm expecting faster price movements this year, right? I'm expecting very faster price movements. So Thursday and Tuesday will be the most the hardest day to trade, but also the best days to be trading around news, because with how the market will build around, before the news, we will for sure get a buyer's offer to trade to. So yeah, you see what the market does before news and also after news, right? So let me start with DXY. Just like I was saying, I'll be expecting 1 or 2 days move. I'm not really expecting like a very big move straight to the upside. No, like the market doesn't. The market can't do that, as we saw right here. In 1 day, the market moves straight to the upside, right? But if the market is really oversold like this, I'm not expecting a very V-shaped straight movement to the upside. We may see 1 or 2 days move to the upside, right? 1 or 2 days move to the upside, and then on Tuesday we can get some bearishness in the dollar again to target our targets, right? If not, we can just expect market to continue on to the downside straightforward, right? Because this high here hasn't been taken out, right? So right now, this is what I'm currently looking at for for the DXY, and what happens. Anything that happens, you may trade. And if the market, where the market is at the very best, good place to be trading in if you trade ranges. But because it is a Sunday, we won't be trading. You just wait and see what Asia session does, and then on Monday, you try to see what you can do in the London and New York session, right? But yeah, there's what I'm currently looking at for on the dollar, and also potentially a move to the downside, going into the end of the week, right? So just keep in mind these biases, these targets. they will eventually get hit. One or both of them will get triggered. So yeah, use it. It will really help. On the euro, I'm expecting market to go to the upside, right? We're having this kind of order block and also this 4-hour wick, the news wick right here, that we can see market potentially trade back into and then see some potential move back up again to target all of these equal highs right here, right? It's an old high and it's also equal, so I'll expect expect market to go up and take them out, right? And then we are also having this POI here that isn't really mitigated, that I would like to see the market trade into. So if the market was to come lower to these levels, I would expect something like this and then trade to the upside, right? Or even if it comes lower to these areas, I will also expect it to go to the upside. And this will be if the news on Tuesday will be like it will be like something that was expected, right? If it's like very good bullish for the dollar, then we may see some drop into these lower bounds, right? Either here and then straight to the upside, or it may drop to these levels and then we may expect 1 or 2 days of bullish movements, right? Something like this. But overall, I'm expecting some bullish moves in the Euro USD, the market. I'm not really expecting some sells. I'm only bullish on Euro USD. I can buy or do nothing, really. Buy or do nothing. I can sell these markets. The same thing can be said about, the same thing can be said for pound USD. I'm expecting price to come back and retest these highs. Right, we're having this kind of support and resistance right here that would like the market to come and trade into and then move straight to the upside, right? So you may see the same movement as on EURUSD, but going into next week, I'm not really going to be looking to sell this market because of how the weekly candle closed. Look at this weekly candle. We closed so bullish, so I'm not really expecting any bigger bearishness going into next week. You may see this move, but eventually you may pull to the upside, right? So the weekly targets, the weekly range will be just trading within this range to go up and take out the old highs that is sitting right here. This is what I'll be expecting for on the pound USD, right? 1 or 2 days move to the downside and then straight continuation to the upside. The same thing can be said on the NZDUSD. On NZDUSD, right now you have kind of formed this equal high right sitting here, and I will really like the market to maintain this equal high here before the news, right? If the market was to pull lower, then this equal high will be the target that the news will be going for, and eventually it will target this high right here, right? Something like this is what I'm looking for on NZDUSD, right? And if the news will be like bullish for the dollar, then we may see some deeper pullback, deeper movements to these lower levels, and then we may see 1 or 2 days move, just like on EURUSD, right? So it all depends on the news that will be coming out. But if the news remains the same like as expected, then we may see some bullishness in NZDUSD and bearishness in the dollar. On AUDUSD is similar to NZDUSD. As I have marked, there's these equal highs here that I would like price to go and take out. Old highs too that I would like price to visit back again and take them out, right? So if the market was to pull down to the 50% level, buys for me is very ideal. So you may see this kind of play. But as I said, if the news is very bullish for the dollar, then you may see some bearishness in the market, and then you may get that 1 or 2 days move to the upside, right? So yeah, that will be it for NZD for AUDUSD. On gold, we broke the all-time high last week, right? And we're having this support and resistance area right here that would like the market to pull down into. But just like I said, if the market is really overbought, I'm not really going to step in and try to sell it, right? I'm not going to do that. It's either I do nothing or I'll just wait. If the market comes lower, then I'll just buy from there and target these levels, right? Because just like last week, market can easily, you see last week the the zone that where market was, it was right here. The week opened and then we went straight to the upside, right? So right here, if you're an SMC trader, like it will be very difficult for you to kind of wait for that move to the upside, right? SMC traders, it will be difficult right here to try to get in the trade and get that bigger momentum move to the downside. It's difficult, right? That's what I'm saying. If we get that bearish movement to the downside, it will be good. But if not, we can just do the same thing that we did last week and just continue straight to the upside, because this market is really is overbought. And if you look on the left, we have nothing on the left that you can say, oh, okay, you're using that one as a reference point of where the markets will likely trade towards to, right? There's nothing. So we're in no man's land. It's difficult to trade it, right? If you look at how the monthly candle is forming right now, you can still expect some bullishness in the market. So yeah, stepping in to buy it, to sell it is dangerous. The only thing you can do right now is just buy gold or do nothing, right? Buy gold or do nothing, unless maybe the dollar gets some strength and then gold may come down really to the downside. But with how the market is right now, bullishness is what is presenting. So we have to stay bullish and long the market to the upside, right? The bonus pair that I would like to add will be Euro Pound. Euro Pound. On Euro Pound, we see how the daily candle closed. I was expecting some kind of bullish moves to kind of fill this imbalance that we're having here, but as you see, price didn't do that. It took out these old lows, sustained for like 2 weeks, I think, 1 week, and then last week it just dropped to the downside, right? So right now, what I'm looking for without the daily candle close is just continuation to the downside, because you're having this Fairly gap sitting right here on the daily, and you're having this kind of old lows that I would like price to trade into, right? So going to next week, if the market was to continue on high, continue on low, let me mark this one. If the market was to pull up one more time, then around these levels would be the best place to be looking for sells from. If you see any fractal change of character or anything like that, then that place will be the best place for you to be looking for sells from, right? To target the low that I'm talking about, right? Because the market is really oversold, right? And for SMC traders, we're having this kind of order block, or POI if you call it, sitting right here. And without the 4-hour candle close, as I say, we can get the bullish move to the upside, but don't expect much from the market. If the market is going to give you 10 pips, just take 10 pips. Don't try to catch the 100 pips, right? You can expect some, bullish move to the upside and then drop, right? And you have to recognize this, because if you don't, you would think that, oh, okay, market just came to the extreme levels. You're buying, stop loss below here, and you're targeting these highs. It will be difficult, right? You'll be in profit and then one moment you're not. You get it? So you'll just see what the market does. But overall, my bias for Euro Pound will be to the downside. And if the market was to come up and take out this old high, then it would be, my bias will be shifted, right? But as long as we stay below this high here, my bias will still remain bearish. So it doesn't matter how deep the market retraces. As long as market doesn't take out this high, I'll continue to be bearish on Euro Pound. I tried shorting it from these levels, around this level right here. We shorted it around this level right here. The market took us out right here, but the market took us out before coming to the downside, right? And if you're a supply and support and resistance trader, then this trade would have been perfect for you, because you just stood right here, right? Stop loss above the high, and you are targeting this level. Or if you're targeting this low, then there's the targets, right? 1 to 10.5. It's just simple. So going to next week, just like I said, I'll be bearish on this pair. It doesn't matter how deep it retraces, as long as it doesn't take is high, right? So guys, that will be all for today. And if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe, because I'm planning to, add midweek analysis to it, so that, during the week you can also get an update, not only in the weekend but also during the week, right? And get a perspective of where the market is going, right? So subscribe to the channel, and if you haven't joined the Discord, you can join us and try to, get to know how I trade and how most of the people that are in my community also trade, because we have a very good people in the group that would also try to help you if you are like a beginner or something like that, right? But if you're not a beginner, you're still welcomed, right? Everyone is welcomed. It's we are a growing community that, we expect many traders, expect traders to also join. So don't hesitate. If you haven't joined yet, join us, and you will be, um, going on the journey. I mean, traveling on the same journey, with each other. Once again, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next week.